Welcome back to the Titan Talk podcast. We are back with episode 22. This episode, we're going to do a blind 17-0 team ranking with all current players. And then we are also going to get into Robert Saleh's comments during the NFL owners meeting a couple weeks ago. And we are also going to get to y'all's discussion post on what makes this season a success for the Tennessee Titans. We're going to get things started right now. Now, getting things started, we're going to get into Robert Saleh's comments at the NFL owners meeting a couple weeks ago. Earlier in that interview, that he wants to get a game changer in this draft. He wants to get somebody that will change the course of the game. And they asked him if he was alluding to the running back position or if what he was alluding to there. And he said that, yeah, there's some good players in the running back position this year in the draft, but there's also some good players on the defensive side of the ball that are game changers as well. And also, they asked him about the current team's running back room with Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. And he says he believes the current Titans running back room is one of the best running back rooms in the entire league currently. So with those comments, it doesn't sound like we're going running back, but I'm not sure. What do you think?
Well, I don't think Robert Saleh probably wants to go running back really at all. I mean, he's a defensive-minded head coach. He's always been a defensive-minded head coach. Obviously, he's probably going to want to go defense. However, I will say I don't necessarily know that I buy into his game changer. We want to get I feel like that's just something, if you ask a coach, he's got to say, yeah, we want to get a game changer. Let's always get a game changer. I feel like that's something he kind of has to say, right? But as far as that goes, I do think there is people that Robert Saleh is probably eyeing over Jeremiah Love just because of the nature of the kind of coach that he is. When it comes to the Titans have one of the best running back rooms in the NFL. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think, but once again, he's the coach of the Titans. He's got to, like he's saying what he's got to say. You think he's going to go out there and say, oh, well, I mean, we have an okay running back group. They're probably, I don't know, 16, 17 out of 32. No, that's not what he's going to say. But I will say, of the idea of Jeremiah Love, I'm starting to warm up to it. I'm starting to not hate it as much. I do think it still leaves a big, big hole at that edge position. But the more and more I look at those three edge guys, Bailey, Reese, and Bain, the more I think all three of those, I don't think there is like a Will Anderson or like Aiden Hutchinson, a guy that's going to be a guaranteed lock to produce. I think they do all have bust potential. And because of that, I'm sort of starting to get scared. You know, there's not one clear, obvious, glaring pick defensively at that edge position that you want to go through. Those guys, you're gambling. I will say Jeremiah Love, I do not think is a gamble.
Yeah, that's been my pick for a while. I really want Jeremiah Love on this team, but as we're getting closer to this thing, as we're getting closer to the draft, I'm starting to become more or less confident that's going to happen, right? With all these comments about Robert Saleh, I just can't imagine the Titans drafting a running back. I really want to. That's what I want. I want the Titans to draft Jeremiah Love, but I just can't really see it happening. I see us taking like a David Bailey or Arvell Reese. That's what I think's going to happen, but I disagree with it. I also do want to mention up before we move into the next thing here that I seen earlier today that apparently it was a report by Jeremy Fowler. He said that the Titans are rumored to be out on Ruben Bain and are disinterested in him because of his arm length.
I feel like Ruben Bain, after that Miami-Ohio State game, was like, if you're going edge, he's the guy who you're obviously going to go for. But obviously now that recency bias has sort of been pushed out of the way, I feel like I'm honestly with him. I feel like Reese and Bailey are the better options. I think if I was going to go with either one of them, I would probably go with David Bailey, if I'm going to be honest. Looking at his playoff game he had against Oregon, he was really good there too. He was great for Texas Tech. I think if I was going to go for anyone, it would be Bailey. But that doesn't really surprise me at all with Ruben Bain. I think he also has some character issues that I read.
Yeah, I've seen his comments after the Alabama game and the playoffs. I forgot what it was. It was funny, though, because I think it was one of the linemen on the Alabama offensive line said they was asking him about preparing for Ruben Bain, and he said, who? And that didn't really leave a good taste in Ruben Bain's mouth. But, yeah, you seen what happened in the result of that.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. hey, you can get your L'Jarius Sneed jerseys currently on sale on NFL Shop for $40. If you want a new Titans jersey, there you go. It's cheap and $40. But now we're
Get them while supplies last.
yeah, that's a hot item, honestly. I mean, it's going to fly off them shelves. But now we're going to get into the next segment as we are going to talk about a couple of the NFL rule changes and the ongoing negotiations with the NFLRA and the NFL Association. So, Luke, do you want to talk about this one?
Well, obviously, right now, there's another chance that we get replacement refs in the NFL. And if you know anything about the lower replacement refs in the NFL, then you know it's not good. You ever watch the highlights of that Packers-Seahawks game, the catch that wasn't a catch that ended up as a pick and stuff like that? Well, that is what we could be leading ourselves into today. I think at the beginning of that season, what was it, 2014, 15, somewhere around in that range when they had the replacement refs, it was just such a disaster. They had to overpay the real referees because the replacement refs were so bad. And the regular referees, who were the best at their jobs in the world, there's no one better than them, they get put on flame just about every week because they do something wrong.
Rightfully
Imagine
so,
having guys who aren't the NFL caliber referees out there on the field. So with that being said, the NFL approved for this season only to try out a different rule that obvious missed calls can be reviewed. Now, they can't look at something, like they can't see, oh, well, that was on the replay if it's a face mask. If they didn't throw the flag, they can't go back and throw a flag. But if they threw a flag and it was an obvious miscall, they can review it. So I do think that that is a double-edged sword. I think it's good because I think you're going to get, in a real crucial situation, I think it is a good thing because if a referee misses a blatant call, and that's going to allow the game to be played a more fair way. The bad things, though, are the pacing of the game. I think it could affect the pacing. I mean, you saw they eliminated the chain game to affect the pacing of the game. I don't think this is going to be a positive step to him. I think it's going to make games longer, including stuff like that. And I don't know. I feel like it could just put the referees in a pretty bad situation overall, like where they're throwing flags on things that probably shouldn't be flags just because they can easily go back and review it and call it the other way. So I feel like it's a double-edged sword. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't like it.
I think it's the right call, the right idea what they're going for here. But like you said, there's some obvious cons to that, right? As you've seen in the past, there's plenty of games you can go back and watch over the course of the past few seasons of the NFL where referees miss obvious calls. One that really stands out to me is the Titans and Vikings game from about 2 seasons ago. That game has left a sour taste in my mouth towards referees ever since then. Honestly, I believe we would have won that game if it wasn't for some of those calls in that game. I think wholeheartedly in that game is what the referees' calls, they determined the outcome of that game. Which, would it have really mattered towards the end of that season? No, it wouldn't have. We was already terrible. We had Will Levis as our starting quarterback in the Flick 6 season. What
was it? That was it the unnecessary roughness in the back of the end zone?
With Mike Brown.
Perfect defensive play. I mean, it was textbook. But that's not even the big call. Like, that's not the call that scars me as a Titan fan. The call that scars me as a Titan fan is whenever we had lost like 6 games straight, but we were winning in for the playoffs. Joshua Dobbs, that was not a freaking fumble. It was an incomplete pass. His arm was moving forward. They reviewed it and still said that it was a fumble. And I remember like the rules analyst they brought in there, the wannabe Gene Steratore, whoever they had for NBC, he was like, well, I do think that this is an incomplete pass, but because they called it a fumble on the field, I just don't think there's enough to overturn it. And that just made me sick.
I mean, you literally saw the harm going for it. I remember that game, too. It kind of glanced over my mind, honestly. That was ridiculous. I mean, obviously, I don't think we would have made it far in the playoffs that year. You know,
You want to look at one of the biggest what-ifs in Titans history? We had that video a couple weeks ago. We were talking about A.J. Brown and stuff like that. Imagine they don't call that call. The Titans go on to win the game. Vrabel does not get fired if he just misses the playoffs 1 year. But you got to think Vrabel missed the playoffs 2 years in a row, losing those 7 games straight and choking when the Titans had just an absolute grip hold on the division. Vrabel doesn't get fired. Who knows what happens with New England this season? Who knows what happens to the Titans? I think that's one we probably missed. What a big what if had that referees not called that a fumble.
Yeah, also during that season, you know, Tannehill was out and he was going to be back for that wild card game when we won should have won. He was going to be back. That's also another question. How far would have we made it in that playoffs? I think we would have been a first round exit because I think we would have played the Chargers that year. I just don't think we could have beat the Chargers that year if Tannehill coming out of it.
Did.
Well,
and we almost beat Jacksonville.
That's true, but I just don't trust. I didn't trust Tannehill in the playoffs after this past couple seasons.
Nate's a Tannehill hater. Ryan Tannehill was arguably the best quarterback in Titans history. Not Oilers history, just Titans history. I would say arguably. Ryan Tannehill was a great quarterback. If he isn't the best, he's obviously second best. I feel like Tannehill gets too much hate just because he choked in the Bengals game. Like, that's the one glaring thing that you look, oh, yeah, Tannehill choked in that game. What other thing did he do bad?
He choked in the Ravens game in the divisional round.
He couldn't run in the Ravens game in the divisional round.
We had a chance to win the game, though. Tannehill throws that interception to ice the game for Baltimore.
I feel like no one should have ever thought that Tannehill was like a Patrick Mahomes that was going to be able to win a playoff game by himself. The whole thought process was, Derrick Henry, Tannehill was a good game manager quarterback. Tannehill was not a Patrick Mahomes, a Josh Allen, someone like that. So when Derrick Henry and the guys around him are balling, Ryan Tannehill is not good enough to win you a playoff game. I think there's a lot of quarterbacks who aren't good enough to win you a playoff game. Sam Darnold. I don't think Sam Darnold's good enough to go out there and win a playoff game by himself, but with a good supporting cast, he won the Super Bowl.
And good defense as well. You've seen that with the Seahawks.
And a hell of a kicker.
Yeah, I don't know how that offense is going to run next year, though. We're going to have to wait and see on that. But now we're going to get into the discussion post. We're going to get into the one that was put out a couple weeks ago on what makes this season a success for the Tennessee Titans, and we're going to get into that right now. Now, getting into a couple weeks ago, the discussion post, we had what makes this season a success for the Tennessee Titans. First, we're going to get into our thoughts, then we're going to get into the comments. For me, I think what makes this season a success for the Tennessee Titans is last year, obviously it was Cam Ward showing growth, showing improvement, all that, showing that Cam Ward can be a good quarterback in this league. We've seen that last year. This year, I think what makes this season a success is getting Cam Ward to throw 4,000 passing yards. I think that's pretty fair for the weapons he has this season. Also, another one I'd want to put out there is winning at least 8 or 9 games this season. I think that would be a success for a pretty desperate Titans team over the past couple of years.
I would agree with, I don't think Cam Ward's going to get 4,000. That's a pretty tough mark to get in the NFL. And in the second year, if he does, he's absolutely wonderful. But I don't think the Titans, I think that's an unrealistic goal for Cam Ward. I think he can do it, but I'm not going to sit there and say I need to see Cam Ward throw for 4,000. What I'm going to say is I'm going to sort of piggyback off of you. I want to see at least 8 wins. And with that being said, I want to have playoff life in the last 5 weeks of the season. I want to be in the hunt. I don't want us to lose the first 10 games and then win out for absolutely meaningless nothing. I want to have life going into December in the NFL playoff hunt.
That's such an amazing thing, right? Having hopes that your team's going to make the playoffs, having hopes that they're going to go to the Super Bowl. We haven't really had that in the past, 4 years at this point? So that would be great to see. I'm really hoping we are closer to the playoffs this year. Who knows? We might win the division. The Jaguars, they're on a downfall. The Texans, they've been on a big downfall. So is the Colts. I think we could get it done. It just depends on how well this new roster can meld together and how the new coaches can coach together. But now we're going to get into y'all's comments on this discussion post. So up first, we have Red Fern Tyler. He just sent a picture of Jeremiah Love, which I guess it makes this season a success if we draft Jeremiah Love, but I hope we draft him. But
if that's all it takes to make it a season of success for that guy, he's got good chances.
Yeah. Up next, we have Jaden M_58. He says 7 to 9 wins and for games to be close again. That's kind of what we were just mentioning. That would be a really good. That's a really good hope there. And up next here, we have Ryan Chastain 26. He's also sent a picture of Jeremiah Love. So it seems like there's a lot of Jeremiah Love in this comment section here. And then up next, we have Dale Moore 007. He says, improvement from Cam and our defense looking like anything other than a wet tissue paper.
If you're related to Dan Moore, buddy, I hope you, well, I won't say what I hope you do. But, yeah, I hope the line does good, and I hope Cam Ward takes a better step.
Yeah, and hopefully
Screw Dan Moore.
hopefully that defense looks better as well. You know, that secondary was getting rough those past couple of weeks. Up next, we have On The Rock _weather, aka Boston. He said the front office aligning with the coaching staff and making good decisions, which that's been lacking the past couple of years.
I don't know, Boston. I kind of disagree with that because I think if you're going to align with what the coaches want, with what Robert Saleh wants, we're going defense and defense only. And I do think that the reason why we need to have a general manager on this team is to balance Robert Saleh's defensive forwardness as a head coach, because I think you saw that on the Jets, and that didn't work out good.
Mm-hmm. Up next, we have Noah K _704. He says Cam shows improvement, and Saleh proves he deserves a long-term deal. That would be a great thing to see. That's a good thing to mention, too, about Robert Saleh, hoping he can prove that he deserves that long-term deal, which I think if the right pieces fall into places, then I think there's a good chance that happens.
Robert Saleh is not my favorite hire. He's going to have to prove it to me. I don't expect that.
And then the last comment here, we have the Titans rundown. He says competitive football and improvement from everyone, which, yeah, that's kind of what I feel like all of the comments in this one's pretty much can be melded into the same type of opinion there, because all of them really just wanting to show improvement over this team.
We
overall.
want to see our team have a chance of winning multiple football games.
Not 3.
I mean, we double our wins. A 6-win, 7-win team, that's going to be an interesting debate on if we're happy with that or not. Because I feel like if we get 6 to 7 wins, I don't know, man. That's an interesting debate right there. What would be your opinion, Nate, on a 6 or 7-win team so far? Like if the Titans get 7 wins.
6 to 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you happy? Are you upset? Because I cannot be happy over a 6-win football team. That's my.
It depends on how they look. Like if you look like, I hate to bring this up, but I really can't stand this team based off of all of the overhype that this team has had, the Saints. I think if you can kind of mirror how they look towards mid-season to the end there, that would be good, but I still think they're overrated. I do not think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I think that's ridiculous to think that. I do not think they're a good football team whatsoever. I think their quarterback is also pretty bad. I do not like that quarterback. He is overrated. Cam Ward is the obvious better quarterback in that draft class. I don't know where people are getting the idea that he's better than Cam Ward, but, that will be proved here this upcoming season. But, yeah, if you can kind of mirror how they was down the later half of that season, I think if you're, what were they, 7-10? I think then that would be good for the team.
I don't know, man. It's just a lot harder for me to be happy with a 6-7-1 football team. But, yeah, hopefully Cam Ward improves.
Now we're going to get into our blind 17-0 team rankings. We're going to have a spinner here, and it's going to land on a team, and we have to pick a player from a position of our choice. And we are going to put polls on Instagram and let you all vote on that to see who can put together the best team over the current roster. So I'm going to get started with that right now. All right, now we're going to get started with our 17-0 team rankings here. We're going to spin a wheel here, and we'll see what Luke wants to pick for his random team here. So let me get the first spin going here. Okay, up first, the wheel is spinning. The wheel is spinning right now, and your first team, Luke, is the Indianapolis Colts.
The Indianapolis Colts, I think this is probably the easiest of teams that I'm going to get. I'm not going Daniel Jones. I'm not going receivers. Tight end, that's one that I could go with. They got he was rookie tight end last year, but I think I got to go with Jonathan Taylor. For locking in running back, Jonathan Taylor, give it to me.
All right, Luke picks Jonathan Taylor for his first player here. We're going to get our next spin here. It will be the Green Bay Packers.
Packers. Interesting there. I'm not going to go Jeremiah Love. The receivers aren't good. Matt LaFleur is a pretty good coach. Offensive line, the Packers don't have a great offensive line. Hoping to try and get like the Panthers or someone like that, like the top 10 offensive line. I mean, I'm between Matt LaFleur or Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft was really good last year. Mm-hmm. Give me Tucker Kraft.
Going with tight end here from the Green Bay Packers. Next spin here, we are going to land on the Minnesota Vikings.
Jay Jettis.
And that was probably the easiest one you could have done there, is picks up his wide receiver 1,
I like my
Justin
team.
Jefferson.
I like my team a lot right now.
You might even like it even better. Next pick, the Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens. Not going to go offensive line here. No siree there. Not coach. As much as I hate Lamar Jackson as a player, give me Lamar.
Got Lamar. All right, that's an interesting one. The next one it's going to land on here is the Tennessee Titans.
Titans. Ew. That's not nice. Titans. So I've already got tight end. Otherwise, man, I don't like this one at all. Come on, Titans. I'm not going to go Robert Saleh after what I just said about him. The offensive line is like middle of the pack. Defense, we don't have a great defense.
You can go Wan'Dale Robinson or Calvin Ridley.
Wan'Dale Robinson or Calvin Ridley.
Oh, also you get one skip. I forgot to mention that. You get
Give
one
me my skip.
Gonna skip his own team. Wow. Tennessee Titans getting skipped here. Next team we have here, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals? Jamar Chase. Are you kidding? I got Jay Jettis and Jamar Chase?
I think
yeah.
Luke is building the dream team here at this point. We got, so far he's got his quarterback, running back, both receivers, tight end, and he's just missing his O-line, defense, and coach.
All right.
So next spin here
Give
we
me the
have.
Chiefs.
What's that?
Give me the Chiefs.
On the Chiefs?
I want Andy Reid.
You got the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers? Steelers got a great defense. The Steelers always have a great defense. They got a decent O-line, too. This is interesting. Because
You can go with Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy's a good coach, don't get me wrong, but I think I got to go defense or offensive line here. Give me the defense.
Going off the defense here, that will leave the O-line and coach left. Next team.
I love my team so far.
It's probably one of the best you could build, honestly. Next one, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Todd Bowles isn't a good coach. They got a pretty good offensive line, some big guys up there. The guy from Wisconsin who's missing the teeth, I forget his name. I feel like the Buccaneers got a good offensive line. Lock me in O-line, and we're going to risk it for the coach.
All right, this coach could be the deciding factor if he gets the Bengals coach here, but we're going to find out. You landed on Robert Saleh.
Robert Saleh.
I'm not kidding. Yep.
Fate to be determined. Heck, all right, come on, Robert Saleh.
Luke has finished his team up as his quarterback having Lamar Jackson, running back Jonathan Taylor, wide receiver 1 and Justin Jefferson, wide receiver 2 and Jamar Chase, tight end and Tucker Kraft, offensive line in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, defense in the Pittsburgh Steelers, and coach being the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, Robert the Bald Saleh.
I'm happy with my team right now. I'm trying to look up what the Bucs are offensive line graded. But I think receiver-wise, like our top 4 weapons we have on my team, we have, of course, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Lamar Jackson, and Jonathan Taylor. Like, those are as good as you get. Tucker Kraft, that's sort of what went weak. I don't think there was a team that I could have got a really better tight end. Though, is there? Am I missing someone who I could have got a better tight end? Yeah. I mean, Colts, obviously, but I had to go with the Colts. Looks like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the 9th-ranked offensive line. So I got a top 10 offensive line. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I think Luke has probably one of the best random teams here. We're going to find out next.
As long as I beat Evan, that's all I care about.
Yeah, up next, we're going to bring Emerald Evan, the Emerald one here. We're going to bring Evan on here for the next team spin right now. Now, we are back with Evan here. He's going to get his random team here. He gets one skip just like everybody else. So we're going to get things started right now for the first random spin. All right, Evan, your first team will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, this is kind of a rough start. I think I'm going to skip the Buccaneers.
Evan using his skip already. All right, now we're going to get started with his first spin after using his skip on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Evan's first team will be the Miami Dolphins.
Okay, well, this one is kind of rough. If we're going off of current people, I think I'm going to go with A-Chain.
Evan getting his running back slot filled up. I think that's honestly their only star player on their team at this point. But we're going to get up with this next team here. It will be the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Another really rough one. We don't have kicker, right?
No, we do not.
Well,
We got offensive line, defense, coach, tight end, 2 receivers, and your quarterback lift.
who's their current coach after everything?
Liam Cohen. Last year was his first year in the league. Can't stand the guy.
Yeah. But I think he might be the best thing. Let's go with coach.
He's going with Liam Cohen as the head coach of this team.
Really rough start.
All right, his next one will be the Denver Broncos.
Let's go with defense.
Getting the best defense in the league, arguably, in my opinion. That's a good pick there. Going to get his next team, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers here. And already picked defense, so this one might be kind of
Ooh,
rough.
Steelers. What's their line look like right now?
I think kind of middle of the road, honestly. I don't think they're great, and I don't think they're terrible.
I think I kind of have to do line.
I'm going to go offensive line on that one.
Yep. I need to hope that I get Luke's luck with the weapons.
All right. Evan, now that will leave his tight end, 2 receivers, and quarterback left open. And the next team he is going to get is the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, there's a
Cowboys,
couple good
let's
options.
go with Pickens.
Going with George Pickens here. Not a bad choice there.
I think he's young and he's really good.
Over C.D. Lamb, though.
Yeah, CD, he's getting a little age on him, and he was Butterhands Lamb last year.
All right, we're going to spin the next one here. Evan still has 1 receiver and a quarterback left, I believe. All right. Evan's next team is the Miami Dolphins.
Again. Well, I don't think it could have messed me over anymore.
You can go Malik Willis, or you can go Parker Washington. I think he's on that team.
What about tight end? Who's...
Oh, yeah, you also have tight end. Honestly, I have no idea who their tight end is.
And Tyreek Hill's off the team, so he's not even...
Let me see who their receivers
Is Tyreek officially off the team now?
Yeah, he's been cut. Their wide receivers are Malik Washington, Terrence Marshall, Theo Wees, Taj Washington, Tutu Atwell, Jalen Tolbert, and A.J. Henning. I'll be honest, I've never heard of any of those guys.
Me
honestly.
either. Ugh.
You got quarterback, receiver, and tight end left.
Their tight end was Greg Dolch.
Greg Dolch. Never heard of him either.
This is the worst possible spins I think I could have got. Never heard of any of their tight ends. Never heard of any of their receivers.
Then you could go Malik Willis, former Titans legend.
Yeah, I think Malik Willis is somehow the best pick on the Dolphins. Malik Willis throwing to A-Chain on that team.
All right, we got 2 left now. We're going to see what one of his last 2 is. Maybe it might be the New York Jets. We'll see.
It better not be Jets or Saints or Titans.
You ready for this one?
What?
Las Vegas Raiders.
I don't think.
Hey, you can get Brock Bowers, so.
Yeah, I'll do Bowers. That's the That's the only like standout, like really good thing on my team besides my defense. So now I have receiver.
Yep, let's see what receiver it lands on. Evan will pick a receiver from the Washington Commanders. You can go Terry McLaurin. You can go Traylon Burks.
think McLaurin, I guess.
Evan rounding out his team with Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry here. You can see Evan's team on the side here. He ended up going with quarterback Malik Willis, running back Devon Achane, wide receiver 1 in George Pickens, wide receiver 2 in Terry McLaurin, tight end in Brock Bowers, and offensive line in the Pittsburgh Steelers, defense in the Denver Broncos, and coach Liam Cohen.
Yeah, I think that did me really dirty. I got Dolphins twice. I got Raiders.
The second Dolphins being screwed.
Now we're going to get into Boston's team here. We're going to get him a random team to see who he ends up with. I'll read off the positions first. We have 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 2 receivers, tight end, O-line, defense, and coach.
All right.
His first spin. He also gets 1 skip as well. So his first one will be the Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders?
Yeah.
Coach John. Or wait, are we doing only current or?
Current. It would be Clint Kubiak, coach.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was gonna say John Madden because he's not current. Then it's definitely not the coach. I'm gonna say Brock Bowers is the best player. I don't even know what position he is. I just know he's a good player.
Yeah.
Excuse my lack of knowledge of football players, but.
No, you're good. Filling up your tight end spot there. Really good tight end, in my opinion.
All right, yeah.
Up next here, team lands on the Miami Dolphins.
I couldn't even tell you a single player of the Dolphins.
I'll read.
I'm going to skip. I don't even know.
Boston using his skip. Wise decision there, honestly. I think they're going to be the worst team in football this year.
Yeah.
But up next here we have the New England Patriots.
The New England Patriots. I mean, I'm going to say Drake May. Isn't that their quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him.
Filling up his quarterback spot here. Next team he's going to get is the Miami Dolphins again.
What? Okay, that's crazy.
So you can go running back Devon Achane, receivers in Malik Washington, Terrence Marshall, Theo Weasel, Taj Washington, Tutu Atwell, Jalen Tolbert, AJ Henning, tight end and Greg Dolch, their offensive line, their defense or coach.
They all sound bad, so I'll just go with, isn't A-Chain is he the best
running
player
back.
on that team?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going with whatever player. I mean, yeah, I'll go with him.
All right, next one we have here will land on the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens.
So you have 2 receiver spots opened, your offensive line and defense, and coach, I believe.
No, I've already chosen quarterback. Let's see here. Let's go with the Ravens. What's their best wide receiver? Sorry, I don't know.
Zay Flowers.
Let's go with Flowers. He sounds good.
Yeah, putting up his receiver spot. Not a bad choice there. I think it might be underrated in my opinion. Next team he's going to get is the Los Angeles Chargers. You have your other wide receiver spot open. You can go tight end. You can go O-line. You can go defense or coach.
No, Harbaugh transferred. Oh.
Well, Harbaugh's still there as coach.
Technically? Because he went to the Giants.
He's still the coach. That was the other Harbaugh.
Oh, his brother?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go coach for Harbaugh, yeah. I forgot they were brothers, yeah.
Boston filling up his coaching spot. Then up next we have the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, man.
There's a wide receiver, tight end, O-line, and defense.
I'll probably go with...
Oh, yeah, you already used tight end.
Yeah. I'll just do another wide receiver. I don't know their roster.
They got Rashee Rice, I believe this would be their best option, or Xavier Worthy.
I'll go Rashee Rice.
Boston going with Rashee Rice here. That will leave his O-line and defense in the spots that left open.
All right, let's see.
Next spot, the Tennessee Titans. You can go with their offensive line or defense.
That's probably the worst. Oh, golly. Just because they have Jeffrey Simmons, I'll go defense.
Boston going with defense. I think it's the better of the two choices there.
That's definitely the better of the two choices.
And his last thing, the offensive line, will be the New York Giants offensive line.
That sucks as well.
So Boston's team is rounded out with quarterback Drake May, running back Devon Achane, wide receiver in Zay Flowers and Rashee Rice, tight end in Brock Bowers, offensive line in New York Giants, defense Tennessee Titans, and coach Jim Harbaugh.
That's like a middle-of-the-road team. I don't think they're definitely 17-0, but I feel like they could be, I don't know, at least have a winning schedule.
Yeah.
Here we go. First team for you, Nate, is going to be the Minnesota Vikings.
That's not terrible. I'll take Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's a pretty obvious one. Starting off good. So he's got his first receiver. Next team for you, Nate, is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars. That's an interesting one. You know what? I'll go their tight end, Brenton Strange. I think he's pretty good.
All right, he's locking in Brenton Strange. Up next is going to be the Denver Broncos.
Ooh, easy defense pick there in the Denver Broncos.
Nate's got a very good defense. Pretty good team so far. Up next is America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Not terrible. I'll take CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb. So he's got both of his receivers now. Next team up for you, Nate, is going to be the Green Bay Packers.
Packers.
Tough one.
Josh Jacobs is there. Defense is there too. I've already took my defense. Give me Matt LaFleur.
Matt
Coach.
LaFleur locking in his coach. All right, so you're locking in Matt LaFleur. Your next team up, Nate, is going to be a good one, the Detroit Lions.
The Lions. Ooh, I still got quarterback. I still got running back. I still got O-line. Give me Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs. Nate's got a pretty good team so far. I won't even lie to you. Your next team, Nate, is going to be a repeat of the Minnesota Vikings.
The Vikings. What does that leave me? I got quarterback.
Looking for O-line, quarterback, and another O-line and quarterback.
O-line and quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and use my skip.
Go ahead and uses his skip, he says. Interesting decision there. Up next is the Seattle Seahawks.
Seahawks. I could pair him with Gibbs and CD and Justin Jefferson. I mean, you've seen how well that worked in Minnesota. Seattle doesn't have that terrible offensive line, though. Give me their offensive line.
O-line. So it looks like Nate is going to free roll on what position? The quarterback position, Nate? And your quarterback lands on the Tennessee Titans.
Let's go. Cam Ward. I got the best team. I don't care what the votes say. We got Cam Ward on my team.
So to recap Nate's team, I'm sure he's excited about that. Quarterback is Cam Ward. His running back is going to be Jahmyr Gibbs from the Lions. His two wide receivers are going to be Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb. His tight end is going to be Brenton Strange from the Jacksonville Jaguars. His offensive line, the Seattle Seahawks. His defense, the Denver Broncos. And his coach, Matt LaFleur.
Apologies for the cutoff there. While I was editing this episode, I realized we forgot to record a closeout segment for this episode. So just want to go on here and let y'all know that we will be doing a draft live stream on the week or the day of the NFL draft. On that Thursday, we'll be going live 30 minutes before it starts. You can catch us live on YouTube there, and you can catch us back here next week for episode 23, and we'll catch y'all next time.